keep singing them sad, sad songs. Sad songs is all I know. I keep singing sad, sad songs. In your time, touching your heart, put you in a groove. And when you sing this song, it'll make your whole body move. It goes bap, 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 bap. Your turn. I'll turn. Bap, 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 bap. Your turn now. All my life I've been singing them sad songs, trying to get my message to you. But this the only song, y'all, I can sing. And when I get to singing my message to you, it goes bap, 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 bap. Your turn now. It's a lovely song, y'all. Sweet music, honey. It's just a line, oh. It tells a story, baby. You got to get the message, a strong message, honey. A lovely line, baby. I'm a worthy line. Watch me. I'm so happy to be here today. And for all of you that are searching for the answer to your problem in life, if you're ready right now, we're going to solve it. And this is all you got to do. Keep looking till you find it. When you find it, don't quit. Keep looking till you get it.
All right, we're online. Cheers. Let me know if you can hear me. The voice is loud enough. Okay. So what's up here? I'm Eugene from LiveWired, and today is our ultimate Behringer LM Drum stream. And today I want to sample from vinyl and also do some other crazy stuff, basically showing off what this unit can and cannot do. And I'll be happy to answer your questions as well if you have some. All right, the voice is good, thanks. Stockstyle for Katastrophe. Make some sampled boom bap beat while you demonstrate. Yeah, this is probably something that I'm going to do today. I've got some vinyls here that I acquired for little money, and we'll go through them. So I've got here, this is Welton Felder. They're basically our old ones, like 70s and 80s. Then we've got here Yanni, which is kind of electronic 80s stuff, which is kind of cool. I've got, of course, the Sisters of Mercy LP here. I found the drum beats very cool at that. Might use that for the boom bap, really. And then we have here Vangelis. See you later. Okay. Now, the vinyl currently on the turntable is the Best of Stylistics, which is kind of soul, I think 70s. Yeah, 1975, baby. All right. No, this is what currently on. That's soul. There are various artists in here. Okay. Now, then we've got the Boogie Boys, whatever that is. Looks like the band that from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or something. It's called Survival of the Freshest. Oh, let's see about that. And also John and Vangelis, so also kind of electronic synthwave stuff, I guess. Yeah, look like real balls here. And another Vangelis, my god, I have a Vangelis Overkill, but I think this is a soundtrack. I'm not sure I'm gonna be using this, but I just like the cover, so that's why I bought it. I paid like, I don't know, 2 or 3 euros, so why not? I think it looks cool. All right, so first I want to prepare an empty song for this, but yeah, oh, we've got some questions here coming on. So Stabilo703 asks, shed some light on the micro timing in the sequencer, or is real-time pattern record with no quantize possible? So I think that you can record without quantize, at least if you play like this MIDI notes, then they can be slightly off time, but I'm not sure. We're gonna check this. But with regards to micro timing, I already had a short video, so we'll see if this gets us anywhere. Okay. Foria plays, yo, I cooked up some stuff for a streamer trying to beep. Drained AF, but drop your Discord if you're down. Okay, unfortunately I don't have any Discord. Alright. And, oh yeah, also make a sample boom bap beat while you demonstrate. Yeah, okay. So, maybe, yeah, let's try with the preparation of the song. So I'll select the song. Song 6. Let's look if there's something in there. Yeah, there is something there. Okay, so first I want to erase everything here. So I hit erase, hit the number 1 for the pattern I want to erase, and erase confirm. And then I also want to clear up all the samples I've got here. So I go to the bank and I select, maybe just select an empty bank. How about this? Yeah, cool. All right, so I've got an empty bank here. Nothing going on. Yeah, the EQ settings, or the mixer settings and band settings, let's keep them like this. Okay, let's talk about the setup a little bit first. So how this all actually works. So obviously if you want to sample from vinyl, you need a turntable. This one here is the Technics SL120 MK2. It's actually a DJ turntable. It's quite a great one. Then it's obviously connected to a phono amplifier or preamp. Otherwise, the signal is too quiet. And from there, you can see this here, but it goes into my patch bay on the back of the panel. And from there, I go out into the recording in of the LM Drum. And unfortunately, it's just a mono input. So yeah, I'll have to think about switching every now and then from left to right, because obviously some sounds are in there and some are not. Then maybe I will want to apply some effects, as you know, or if you don't know, Behringer LM Drum doesn't have that much of effects. It has basically distortion and bit crusher, and basically that's it. Doesn't even have an EQ. So for sampling, an EQ is kind of important. So I'll see if I have to be using an EQ, but if I will have to, I've got just a Boss equalizer. So just to make it quick. Oh my god, I ruined the camera. All right. Okay, exactly. So we have here a equalizer. I try not to use it, but if I have to, I will. Yeah, I also have a bass guitar with a preamp that I might want to use as well. But first, I'll begin with sampling. Yeah, and after I did some sampling, yeah, we want to throw up some beats and then see if we can chain them to make some kind of a track, right? Alrighty, so let me hit stop and we'll go on with our first record. You know what? We'll see if we have some interesting samples on here first. Maybe some brass thing. You know, let's listen to what we have here. We obviously have to hit sample to hear. wait. Next track. This might work.
I'm so happy to be here today.
Yeah.
But you did that.
Nope.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
This might actually work.
Got to know how to hold it.
Go with track 4. And the bass one is drenched in reverb, so I won't be able to be using that.
Papa was. 'Cause I never did work.
The next one. Sounded interesting. Okay, we might have some samples here on one side. Let's check the other side as well.
Mustang Sally. Guess you better slow your Mustang down. Oh, Lord.
Nice track.
Baby, oh. Baby, oh baby.
Way too positive. Yeah.
When a man loves a woman, can't keep in mind.
This might actually work out. Alright. Okay. Now let's try and sample this one. I would actually go through a EQ to remove the bass. But first let's demo how we could sample. So one important thing with the sampling here is, that you have to know is that you've got to be really fast with ending the recording, because otherwise you've got a huge tail, and unfortunately there is no way to fast scroll when trimming the track. So if you don't really press immediately on yes to stop immediately after you're done with your recording, you'll have to scroll a lot. And imagine if you have, like, you know, 4 or 5 instruments or cuts that you want to take out of one loop, you'll have to like scroll all the way. It takes a lot of time. It's sometimes easier to like re-record and hit yes. So to just bear this in mind. And also for this matter, I recommend to use arm. So you hit yes, so the recording is armed. And this means that it will record immediately what it already does, which is Not cool. Okay, let's hit yes and tap no to discard. All right, now let's reduce the input slightly. Maybe this is the issue. Okay. I guess with this one with a background noise I'll have to start on my own. Okay, let's hope I'll be able to do that. Because otherwise it goes off by its own. No. Tap. Sampling. Stop. Tap no. Okay. All right, I will do it the other way. I'm holding this guy and then tap no to yes and tap no to discard and then okay. Now let's listen what we have here. And to do that, we got to pull up the click fader all the way up so you can hear the preview. And with tap yes, you can preview the sound. Okay, I screwed up the beginning because the tempo was not fast enough. So let's discard that as well and go back. Okay. Hopefully I have more luck now. Oh, let's go ahead. Okay. All right. Let's stop this guy. I'll let it spin. And now let's preview that. Okay. Now let's do the trimming. So with the left arrow you can trim the left side, with the right arrow you can trim the right side. And let's trim the left side. And you see just a few seconds, but you really have to scroll a lot. And that's a good thing, especially if you take a look here. You have like a zoom in on the wave, so you can precisely monitor the beginning. And I think this is okay, but another tip, leave some slack here. The thing is, if you cut it too short, then then you have like your transient or your initial sound too short, and then you have to resample. And you can still adjust the sample length on the start and the end position afterwards. So leave like minimal space between where you see whether the signal is hidden in, and then let it there. All right, so with the right arrow, I'm not sure if I have to cut something. I think it's not necessary. So I will hit yes to trim. Right, now we have it. Let's listen to that. Okay. So let's hit yes to save. And let's rename this. Hold tab and no, push no then by holding a tab, so you can remove the names quickly. And then hold tab and you'll display the keyboard. So you can just go on and like scroll through each and every number or letter, but it's much better to like have this keyboard. It's faster like this navigation. So this is an organ, so I'll call it an organ. And if I had, you know, a keyboard to type in, I would probably type in the name of the artist and the track and whatnot. And if I had my MPC, which is like currently in the background, laughing about my endeavorments, I would just, you know, type all this stuff in, and it will take my BPM. And here you have like slightly more, you know, old school approach, right? Right. So it's organ, and now we hit yes to save. Now we've got a thing where we wanna, on what pad I wanna put that. I don't have to decide now. I could basically just save it into the bank. But since I want to play with it, I need to sacrifice something. For now, I guess I'll go with the rye. Nah, I'll go with the clap, I guess. So for this, I have to switch to the upper register. You see the you hit the 16th pad, and if it's red, then you are controlling the samples from the upper register. And this is one of the things of the LM drum that I don't like that much. It has like 2 cabasses, 2 tambourines, 2 congas. I mean, okay, you can do that, but 2 rides or 2 bass drums or 3 snares, guys, right? You can adjust the level of the sample by pushing it twice, so it starts to blink, and then you've got your reduction. But they decided to do it like more like the LinnDrum, the original, whatever. So now it's selected, so it's claps, and I hit 8. All right, and it's basically now assigned. And now I could discard the sample, but let me first check if everything is working here on pads. Yeah. All right. This is cool, but let's look if we find some bass drums and snare samples. And before, I mean, what do you guys think? Should I take the samples from Sisters of Mercy to have this drum machine-like sound, but with some studio processing, or should I try the hip-hop vinyl? All right, I'll first give the Boogie Boys a shot. Whoopsie. That were my vinyls. Gonna pick them up. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that. So the Boogie Boys, and I think it's from 1986, released by Capitol Records and EMI. Not even sure if the companies still exist. Yeah, whatever. Let's try this out. Never heard of that band before. But this is the nice and fun part about this. Just buying stuff that you don't know and just finding out what you can do with it. It's like a part of creative process. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense to buy something that everybody sampled for thousands of times, right? It's boring. Let's create something new, I guess. All right, let's listen to that. I have to go to sample, and I have to discard the sample now. Tap no. Right, we've got our monitoring back, and let's listen to this.
Run it.
Oh, this bass drum is weird.
We're programmed to rock your mind, accessing our memories for a rhyme. When we're on a rhyme, we never ever front it. We just get busy and then we run it.
You wanna see a show, walk down the city street? You don't need to watch TV.
It really sounds like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, doesn't it? By the way, who watched it as a kid? I did.
This with the bond of love that you can't store.
Too late in the track.
The crew's gotta know, the crew's gotta know. Are you a friend or are you a foe?
I like the cruise gotta know. The cruise gotta know. Let's just sample that. I don't know why. Why not? Okay. Good.
The crew's gotta know, the crew's gotta know. Are you a friend or are you a foe?
Okay. This was too long. I'll have to redo this. Tap no to discard. Okay.
The crew's The crew's gotta know, the crew's gotta know. Are you a friend or are you a foe?
Okay. Let's listen to this.
The crew's gotta know, the crew's gotta know. Are you a friend or are you a foe?
All right, I might want to remove the last bass drum. I can do it later as well. But first I want to trim this chart. Just a short one.
The crew's gotta know. The crew's gotta know. The crew's gotta know.
Right.
The crew's gotta know. The crew's gotta know. Are you a friend or are you a foe?
All right, I will keep the whole one, and then I will see if I shorten it and then pitch, and we'll see about that. So now let's hit save. Oh, hit yes. And this is then Vox for vocals 1, I will call it. All right. And hit yes. Let's save. Ah, okay. It exists already. Then call it Vox 11. Hit yes. Saving. Now I will. Do I want to sacrifice the cowbell? This is the thing. You have to sacrifice something to make this thing work. I'll take the cowbell for now, and I will take later. Or should I take the ride? Yeah, I'm definitely not using a ride here. So let's do a ride. Ride 2, the louder one. Okay, let's listen to that.
The crew's gotta know, the crew's gotta know. Are you a friend or are you a foe? The crew's gotta know, the crew's gotta know, the
Let's
crew's
distort.
gotta know. Are you a friend or are you a foe? The crew's gotta know, the crew's gotta know. Are you a friend or are you a foe? The crew's gotta know.
Yeah,
the crew's
evil.
gotta know.
I'm just tuning this
Are
down.
you a friend or are you a foe?
Okay. Let's leave it like this for now. I was actually searching for some drum samples, but why not? So here we have another quick tutorial. Here is how to rename the pattern. You see here, it's called Untitled. And what I'm gonna do is rename this. So I hit pattern and then hit tab pattern, and then you can rename your pattern. And I'll take it, what should I name it? Don't have an idea actually. I'll call it just pat1 for now. Hit yes. Now you see the name is stored here. Okay, so now let's listen for some drum samples, and for this we have to click sample and go ahead. Discard. And, I think this track might have some drums at the beginning. But it's the end of the track, okay. Listen to another one. This one sounds nice. Okay.
Prejudice dwells in the hearts of men. Must we be judged by the color of skin? I got a message worth more than diamonds and pearls. I want to live in a colorblind world.
Nah, let's check another side. I need some clean, clean drum samples, right? I want to make a beat. Oh. All right. Obviously, I have to sample the piano as well. This sounds pretty cool, don't you think? All right, let's go. All right, think it might be off click. I'll play it without click, but we'll find out. Let's first do our trim. And okay, this might work. Hit yes, and then we're gonna save this as well, and we'll call it something like piano. give it some kind of weird number like 0, 1 or something. Hit yes. Saving. Now I'll have to do this on I'll store it on the clap, I think. Or on the cowbell. All right. Hope I did that. Ah, I guess we switched pattern accidentally. Going back to that and then, okay, I have to still hit save again then. No, I don't have to do that actually. No, and I will go to the pads and I will hit the cowbell. Ah, it's there. All right. If you hit stop, it won't stop playing the sample. That's a pity. That's what works quite well on MPC, but all right. Okay. Now let's listen to something else here. Tap no, and let's listen to other tracks. What is here? Do we have here? Ah, we got ourselves some hi-hats.
Marvin, Marvin, starving Marvin.
Got ourselves some hi-hats. Very good. All right. All right. We've got ourselves some hi-hats right there. Cool. And then let's listen to what we have here. All right, now let's trim to the second one. All right, and then hit the right arrow so we can go and trim the other end. And you can see that this zooms in here, which is kind of cool. And let's give it some space at the back and listen to it now. Okay, why not? Also sounds like an open hi-hat more than a closed one, but that's all right for now. So yes to trim. Now we only have the one sample here, and we hit yes, and again tap no, and this is the stuff that takes the most time actually with sampling, but it is what it is, so it's all right. At least we don't have to like work on a PC or something, you know. You just got your all hardware, old school sampling stuff feeling, definitely, especially with the vinyl here. It is fun actually, I must say. I'm kind of enjoying it. It's not the most productive way to work, you know, with my MPC, I would be having a done beat already by now, you know. But this is a different approach, and this actually makes fun. The limitations is something that makes this one interesting. So I'll call it hi-hat O for open, and then I'll call it O1, and I need to write some crazy names because I've got pretty much a lot of samples already there. So yeah, 1, and we'll hit yes, and now we need to make sure that we're on the lower register so that the red LED is not lighting up. And since this is an open hi-hat, or at least it sounds like an open hi-hat for me, I will hit the pad number 3. Okay, now we have it, and we can play around with it actually with a decay. Oh no, it just works with probably just works with the LinnDrum samples, maybe, I don't know. We'll find out. Ah yeah, okay, it does work, but the decay. So with the decay, you actually adjust how long you want your open hi-hat to sound, and I think I might know what's the issue here. So first we go to tap no to discard because we don't need that sample anymore, right? We go to pads, and we have instantly both normal and the closed hi-hat. This is what it does. So this is cool. We don't have to like do anything else. But now taking a look at the open hi-hat here. So you see I turn the decay all the way down, but it's not really that short. So this might be because the tail of this hi-hat is too long. So I will navigate to the length here. That's what I said, that you can adjust the beginning and the end of the sample. So let's just cut the length. Okay, now let's see if this has any effects. Not really, doesn't it? Not that much of effect. Let's cut it even more. Strange. Maybe that's the mode, like forward. Ah, we can reverse it. This is a nice effect. Cool. So we can reverse the samples as well, of course. Or we can make it loop. Reminds me of Friday the 13th. Okay, but we'll make it. We'll leave it like this. Okay, let's find if we have a suitable bass drum here. From what I heard, they weren't all that great. Any questions until now? It's pretty silent in the chat. It began faster. Not faster, but with more questions. All right, doesn't matter. If you have any questions, you can drop in anytime. Let's tune up, tune down. You can also bit crush it if you wanted to. All right, doesn't matter, but you can do it. Let's go back to sampling and let's listen if we find something interesting on this vinyl. Maybe a snare or something.
Starving Marvin, starving Marvin.
piece of it. You always want a piece of mine, apple pie. You always want a piece of mine, cherry pie. And even if I had a...
Oh, these guys are probably not my favorite hip-hop artists. Oh, what do we have here? Do we have... Do we have a drum loop here? Don't like the bass drum and the snare on this one. Maybe you'll find something else on the other side.
Got a message worth more than...
Nope. I think I heard somewhere a snare, which was kind of okay. It was very 80s style, but I mean the vinyl is...
Run it.
I think we'll take a snare from here. Right? Why not? Okay.
Program.
All right. I think I got a snare. Do I? Yeah, I do. Let's trim the end. There's a head sample inside of it, but that's all right. Don't have to be surgically correct here. And we'll hit yes, and yes to save. And let's call it something like SD O1. Oh yeah, by the way, you don't have just to navigate with the data control knob, you can navigate with the arrows as well. It seems like a faster way. Alright, SD01. I'll actually call it SD02 to be honest, because I'm not sure that I'm keeping it and not taking another one. So let's go ahead like this, SD02, and hit yes, and then we want to assign this obviously to snare, and we're assigning this to this snare. Okay, we've got it. And now we can also play with the tuning of the snare, of course. Or we can even distort it if we want to. Not sure if you're doing that, but we could. Alright, let's put the distortion down a bit. Of course, we can use the bit crusher on it as well. Hit menu and then scroll to the bit crusher and hit the data control knob and then choose the snare. Let's listen to that. Oh, select the snare obviously. And then this might work out actually. Okay. But maybe I just want to, since this snare is slightly buzzer, the hi-hat and the snare cymbal bothers me, I might want to reduce the length. Yeah, that's omnipresent, unfortunately, but that's okay. That's all right. All right, doesn't matter. So the bass drum on this vinyl I don't like, so I think for now we're done with this. Moonquake1 says, very cool. Thank you, Moonquake. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. All right. So before I go to my go-to snare or a kick drum, and maybe snare, which is probably the Sisters of Mercy record, I want to give this guy a shot, the Wilton Felder. I kind of like this artwork. I've never heard of this artist before, and he's a sax player, as you can see. I just kind of found the artwork cool, and I decided to buy it. The record also seen better days, but I mean the thing is from '98. It's older than me, all right. It's 1985. It's an antiquity. All right, let's listen to what we have here, right? Oh yeah, I have the sample and discard. Some 80s vibes here. Yeah. Slapping bass. What about the snare here? I think I like the snare. Okay, the bass drum is not very cool, but I think the snare is actually ain't that bad. So we have here our snare from the guys from whatever, the Boogie Boys, and then we've got from Wilton Felder, Wilton Felder. Remember the guy, he's a legend. All right, so let's scroll to the beginning of the snare sample. Tap yes. Oh yeah, this is not the beginning of the snare sample, but this is. Good 80s snare. Now let's listen for both. Yeah, I'll take the first snare. And now we are going here. And there's a like synth tail after this. I don't want to have this, I guess. But I need. Okay. No, I didn't want to go here. Sample. I just wanted to check if the start is fast enough. Yeah, it is. Alright, hit yes to trim. And check again. Good. Hit yes to save. And tap no. And we will call this one something like SD. Oops. SD 0 1. I call it. So I remember the guy's name, Wilton W and Felder. Yeah. And then hit yes. And I can assign it to the pad, or I can also skip this step, but I will assign this to the snare right now. All right. Now, another thing that bothers me is like they have 3 snare pads here, like on, I think it's the same thing on the original LinnDrum. What do you want this for? Why? But you know. Okay. Let's rant about it later, and let's give Gold Owl Wilton another shot. His snares rule. Definitely. Let's listen if there's anything else interesting for us. Let's not scratch that. Great sound in saxophone.
But you get the worst side of me. The things that I know.
Nice.
You make me feel so good.
The bass drum is slightly weak here, unfortunately. I mean, of course I can tune the kick drum, make it slightly fatter maybe, but... And I will actually try. Let's see if we can work with some, you know, less than optimal kicks as well. Because why not?
I'd like to dedicate this song to all the liars, wherever you are.
All the liars.
Hoping one day that you might want.
Listen to the next track. Ooh. This might be also the beginning of a black metal track. Okay, that was a kick drum at the very beginning. Nope. I think it's the last track on this side. Nice, but not something that I'm searching for right now. Let's listen to this. Oh yeah, I already had it. Not that bad. I think I kind of like this guy. It's nice music. Okay, no clear shot of a bass drum here. I think the beginning also wasn't. Yeah, I cannot even imagine how a kick drum like this would work out, but you know what? Let's try this out. Let's just try this out. Oops. Nope. Tap now to discard, and got it. The kick drum, the nasty kick drum here. It's much weaker than the snare. Let's take the next one. And also this. Yeah, due to the synth after it, this will be probably too short. I want something more boomier, or something fatter for our beat, but alright, let's just store the sample for now and see if we can do something about it to make it sound better. So let's rename this first, and let's name it kick meh, because this is kind of my impression. It's meh. And give it also, I'll also give it a number, but I hope this is the last meh kick that I want to sample today. All right, let's do this, and let's hit the bass. Yeah, this is not good, but okay, let's try this out. Maybe let's reduce the. Okay, nah. I don't see this working out. Let's distort this the hell out of it. It simply doesn't work that well. No, it's not good. Let's take a look at our bank already. What do we have here? Organ, Vox, hi-hat, snare drum. Alright, well, we already have 7 samples. Cool. Okay, but yeah, this kick is not good. But the rest of it is kind of okay, isn't it? What do you think? You like old Wilson? Okay. Now, from what I remember, the kick drum on this record is good. Not sure if it's good like for hip hop beats, but it's definitely a loud and fat 80s kick drum. And this is from, I think, 1988. Yeah. By the way, one of my favorite songs by Sisters of Mercy, but generally it's a great song. Let's listen if we can use it here. Not sure. Okay, sample, tap now to discard the sample. The sampling mode is active. And let's go ahead and listen if we'll find ourselves some it's all great, but I'm afraid that the bass will override the kick. I will try it anyway. Alright, let's listen if this would work out or not. I'm afraid it will not. But that's a part of the journey. Nobody told it will be easy. And there's a crash here, so this one we cannot take. Nope. What about this one here? There's a hi-hat on this. I could live with that, but okay, let's try to cut this bass drum here. Let's see if it will work as we want it to, or as I want it to. Nah, it probably won't, but let's just try this out. Anyway. Let's call it kick 3. No, it's actually 2. All 2. And hit yes. Let's just assign this back to the bass drum here and hit yeah. No, nope. Tap no to discard. Oh, the bass drum sample didn't sound like that, didn't it? Maybe there are some settings involved that I'm not aware of. Let's remove the distortion. Okay, let's untune. Alright, this will not work probably. Let's test if there's a bass drum sample anywhere in between. Yeah, but I have to sample and not here, I'm afraid. Another track. Okay, we have some bass drum here. I'm not sure if it's good enough, but we can try. What if we overdrive the input with this one? Even more. Let's try this. Okay. Let's listen if this works out better than the one before. Tap and yes to preview. Let's trim. There's also this vocal sample in there. go further where the synth sound becomes even less prominent. Like here. Now let's trim the end of it as well. Is it here? Too short. Okay. Adjust the trim. Hit yes to save. And again, tap no to remove the name. Tap. And with arrows, let's go at kick. Kick. Oh, 3 and hope that this will do better. Alright, let's hit yes to save and again adjust this here. Now we're having a filter on. Could this be the issue? Yeah, all the time I had the filter just on the kick drum. This is why it was so sounding like this. And I didn't notice because it's just was just on the kick drum. Meaning that we of course could try out something different, but we can also still activate the filter and then do an 808-ish. With filter, without. Alright, let's do this. I can't say that this is my favorite kick, but alright, we probably can work with that, and maybe we'll look at some other vinyls as well and find something better, but I think we can roll with that for now. Let's just try and see what we can do about this kick to make it sound more, more interesting. So we'll go to the pads, and we have our pad menu here. And let's first tune this. And by the way, for those of you who are new to the LM Drum, there is no dedicated tuner button on here, but Behringer implemented this in the menu. So the reason why they didn't place a kick tune button is because in the original LM Drum it wasn't there either, and even George Lynn himself, so the creator of LinnDrum and the MPC, then said that it was a dumb move from him not to include the bass drum tuner, and they just copied this design failure, but whatever. This is not a big issue. They added this after some firmware updates, so let's tune this down maybe. Another thing is for the finger drumming, generally if you want to play a hi-hat and a snare, you have it like this, on your 4-4 pads, and this is completely different. This drives me, it doesn't drive me crazy, but I don't like this. Let's put it this way. Let's put up some distortion and then tune it down even more.
The crew's gotta know. The crew's gotta know. The crew's gotta know.
Yeah. Okay. Do I want to make a beat now, or do I want to sample something else here? Still have some slots open, but let's remove this one for now. And we're over an hour and a half in, so maybe we should start to make a beat now. Got all the core elements, not too much, just the very, very basic ones. We got our bass drum, we got a snare, a hi-hat, and some melodic samples. Generally, this is what you need the very least to have on your to make a proper beat. So first we wanna find out the tempo, and I think I'm gonna roll with the piano sample. I also want to distort it, make it even more lo-fi, tune it down. And the thing is, when you tune it down, it also gets slower. Let's did we accidentally sample just the vinyl sound? This is cool. Let's put this distortion even to the max. Okay. Okay, I hope I've got the metronome right. So now we're gonna program this in. So we got a pattern mode, and here, and then we go to step mode, and I want on the first step select this. So I'm gonna select my cowbell and just place it here. And I also want to check the length of my beat. It's currently set to 16, and I want it to be max length 64. Okay. Oh yeah, so let's get back to step. In order for this to save, you gotta hit record and then actually hit this one. Let's listen. Are we out? Okay, we had an outage. Alright, I want to look up where the metronome is. Here is it. One beat, that's alright. I forgot where to set it. Okay. Actually, it's here, but I must have deactivated this somehow. this is okay because I would program some hi-hats anyway. I had a question about the micro timing and stuff and quantize. Maybe I should begin with a hi-hat and we'll see how that turns out. Hi-hat. Let's go first with the pads. Switch to percussion. Alright, let's record this one. It doesn't do a pre-count, okay. But now we can adjust the tempo better. Okay, it must be slower. 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 I think 88 is the best one. Try 87. Yeah, 87 is probably even better. Cool. Alright, I screwed something up with the hi-hat, but that's okay. Regardless as of quantize, you see there is a quantize here. You can set it. I think it's auto quantized, but you can also deactivate it from what I see. So if it's 0, it's probably not quantizing at all. And then you've got like a lot of quantizing in global level. Or you can go ahead to the pulse hi-hat, I guess. Okay. Anyway, let's undo the record. Not undo the record and go to step. Now we got our hi-hats. And if I would want to micro time this, I go to tap step. I think. What was it? Oh, I forgot it. I actually just made a video about this a day ago and I just forgot it already. So tap yes, tap no. Tap pads. Tap step. Doesn't matter. I'll have to check this out. Or maybe someone who's watching the stream can watch on my channel. There's a short about how to use the the micro timing thing, and you can write it in the chat. And I will go on with the beat for now. All right. All right. Now we could program this in, or we could play it. All right. I think with the bass drum, I just can program this thing in here. Let's just, oh yeah. Here we go. Standard stuff here, the snare. this. For me now. Gonna do something else to this. Let's check out another sample that we had here, the melodic one. Our pads, let's undo the record. And go out, I think, on the clap, right? Let's tune this. Stuff about this and reverse it. Okay, so what I did here with this sample, I had this melody with, with some instruments and bass drums and stuff, and I cut it short, made it reverse, and tuned it up. All right, let's look if we can even make a bit more of it. What if we add distortion to this? Obviously, we'll have to reduce the volume. Distort even more. Or we can tune it down to like -1. Okay, doesn't sound that bad. Let's just try out one more thing and bit crush it a bit. So it's like clap, right? Yep. Orbit. I could actually keep it. Remove some of the distortion. Alright. This is interesting, isn't it? So now we can do another thing though. And we would go and check out the note or keyboard mode with the sample. Let's just play around. if I would go to the tune menu and I would tune this down to 11, minus 11, but I guess this would be too much. All right. Okay, so if minus 1 is here, I can basically go down a bit like this, and and let's even go further. All right, now I have more movement possibilities both up and down the scale. Okay, let's play around with it. Let's tune it even further. Like I'm not sure, but let's try this out. Nah, this wasn't good. This wasn't good at all. Let's check out the steps. No. Unfortunately, it wasn't any good. Now I want to raise the step, but not the whole pattern. This is why I have to go back and forth here. Okay. Alright, let's go back to pads. And by the way, are we even online still or not? I think we are. Okay then. Let me know if everything is okay. Good. Okay, and on we go. So all right. Let's try this out then. Nope. Screw it up again. Alright, let's try this again. Some with distortion. Okay, this is interesting. Now I could tune this up. Maybe to distortion on this. This is Boogie Boys, exactly. I just showed the piano and sampled some of the sounds of it, especially this piano here. Let's compress the bass slightly more. Sure that the bass is also in tune with this record, which is probably not on any normal note. Enemy Territory? What's that movie about? I've never heard of it, I guess. Charles? Okay, let's jam a bit. Maybe it's too high, maybe I should go lower. Too low. Okay, thanks, Charles. I gotta check it out then. Okay, this one is gonna be not an easy one. So obviously I have to jump in on the recording and then have a sample. Okay, let's try this. God damn it. Okay, this was by no means perfect, but it might just work out. So let me put that bass beside and switch the cam for now. I have something to drink as well. It's hot in here. All right. Give me some likes if you care. Alrighty then. Let's listen to what we have. So first we're gonna trim way back to the first note. And let's listen. Okay, now well, there is some rumble from the other strings, so I might want to record it, re-record it, but for now I just want to listen how it sounds in the context. So now I trimmed this one and then I hit yes to save, and again tap no to remove everything, and then tap so I can now navigate to the bass line, bass line. Wow, we've got 9 viewers simultaneously again. This is cool. Thanks for watching this. I really appreciate this. Right. Bass line 1 and hit yes to save. Now we'll need to find out what pad to assign this to. And I honestly don't know. Should I take the congas or the crash? You know what? I gotta take the crash. Well, a crash could have a high pass filter on it. Maybe I should take the congas or the toms. I'll take the conga low. Obviously I'll have to adjust the tuning then. Okay, and then I will discard the rest of it. Yeah, we don't need to sample anymore for now. This is fine. I can disconnect this one from here. Right. Now, going on pads, and this is conga. Okay, yeah, I think this bass string is wobbling a lot. Alright, let's go to the step mode, and our gongolo is selected, and we'll just add this to the first step and listen if it sounds anyway all right. Send this bass to the filter as well, what you think? Ain't that bad, isn't it? It slightly, because you know we don't have that much tools here, so let's just listen what the tools that we have are doing. So this is a conga low. This is 8-bit, 12-bit. Yeah, I think I'll keep this at 12-bit. Instruments, so why not? Is it perfect? No, it's definitely not, but you know what, this is not my goal today to make a perfect beat, perfect recording. It's basically just showing the workflow and testing out, you know, what this thing is capable of. Now, until now, I must say, you definitely can make music with it. Will be probably lower, more on the lo-fi side, okay? Because you cannot refine the sounds a lot. You can, if at all, then actually more degrade, like bit crushing or distorting them or filtering them out. So it's definitely not an MPC or a machine, a plus or whatever, right? But it isn't supposed to be. So the day I found out it comes out, I thought it's just a LinnDrum clone, right? And I was a fan of LinnDrum samples since I was a kid, I guess, because back in the day when I was recording it at my first PC, I got this, I think, LinnDrum 9000 samples, and I used them on my first album, and I was like 15 or 16 years old. I loved the sound, and then I wanted just to have, you know, a LinnDrum machine, because I would never want to buy a real LinnDrum. It's way too expensive and I don't need it, to be frank. But with this thing, I thought, all right, this is kind of cool. No modern take. But then it turned out that it is so much more than this. And to speak of the things that this has, that MPC or machine doesn't have, is obviously like this section. You've got a goddamn mixer in here. You've got your pans, right? Let's pan the hi-hat a bit to the right. You know, you got your pans and your levels, which is cool. You know, you get basically almost what you see is what you get here. Now, as of the drum pads here, they are, I guess, okayish. Not my favorite drum pads. I mean, obviously the MPC has much better pads. The Machina has much better pads. My Roland MV1 has better pads. Even my Arturia Spark has better pads, for that matter. But they're okay. You can work with them, as you see. It's all right. It's nothing special. I mean, the price. So if you're a beginner and it's your first groovebox, I would suggest just buy a used MPC one. You have much more out of this, right? But this thing has a style and a sound of its own and a workflow of its own, and I think it's a very good product, actually. So it may be looking like a clone of, of LinnDrum, but it's just scratching the surface. It's much more beneath that. Okay, now the next thing is I would like to try and change the patterns, and to be honest, I didn't do this with this until now. So let's learn this together. So first, I've got my first pattern, and I want to copy this to the second pattern as well. So I go to pattern, I hit copy, and select pattern source. So I hit 1, and then it says pattern 1 selected, copy, confirm pattern source, and I say yes, copy, and then select pattern destination, and I will want to select the second pattern. Now I'll explain you why. And then I hit copy to confirm. Okay, so I've got now both the same pattern on the both things, and I'll do this again and explain the why in a minute, but the guys who use MPC might already know what I'm up to. Pattern, copy, select source pattern. I'll again select the first pattern, and then hit copy to confirm, and then select the destination on 3, and then I've gonna hit copy to confirm. I've got the same old thing. We can check this. Hit the steps, hit the base. All right, you see this here on the pattern 3. The same thing on the pattern 2, right? Okay, and I will even go ahead and do another copy of this. All right, let me copy again. Select pattern source, copy to confirm, select pattern destination 4, copy to confirm. All right, we got 4 now. Do you want more? Let's keep the 4 for now, and we'll say that the 4th is like our main pattern. Well, all of the instruments are in there. And then I'll go ahead to the first pattern, and then would mind to, we'll try to remove some stuff, like for the intro, for example. I may say I want to only have the keyboards, maybe the hi-hats. So first, all right, let's go to step mode, bass drum. We'll remove all of that bass drums here, right? Let's see. I have to hit record to edit the sounds, otherwise it won't save. It's a good thing, but sometimes, you have to repeat yourself. bass, and I'll select the where was the bass? Oh, the synth. Oh, it's looking more longer. Alright. So Ganga. Removing this. Alright. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I don't want to start with the hi-hats off, but I also don't want to make this repeat this work again. So now I'm gonna go ahead and copy the pattern again from first, confirm, to second. Oh, oops, that was too quick. So let's go to no, or how can I exit this? All right. So pattern, copy, select pattern source, copy to confirm, pattern destination. I will take the second pattern right now, and I'm gonna confirm. Okay, so now the second pattern, if I display it. Okay, now I'll go ahead and go to the pattern 1 and hit record. Oh, not the song mode right now, just the pattern mode. And excuse me, I'll go to head, go to step, and I'm gonna remove all of the hi-hats. Oh yeah, I didn't do this. Okay, move from here. All right. Okay, now I got rid of the hi-hats. Then I would switch to the second pattern after this, where the hi-hat begins. Alright, and I could do a break or something here. So let's, no, I'm still not here. Step, excuse me. Step and the bass. Alright, let's go ahead. This is the last one, and I will do the following. I will do the quiet bass and then the loud bass. Let's listen how it sounds. Okay. the same with the snare, but with the quieter snares. Okay, and then I've got my next pattern down, which is just a piano and this synth sound sampled and then turned it to trash. And then we've got one with the hi-hat and there's a break, and then we've got the whole beat. All right, so let's maybe take a look if we can, you know, make a chaining of this. So, song edit. So at first, I've got the first pattern. And what if I'd like to play it 2 times? No chance? Okay. Okay, good. But then I'll hit the second here and the third here. And then stop is the end mode. Okay. Okay. Now if I hit song, will it play? It does play. It's repeating the pattern, doesn't really play. So before I consult the menu, I'll try it one more time. Or does it record as you go? Because why would it otherwise say 7? So I'm on the song here, and I want to start with this, and then with that, and then with that. Okay, like 4 times, and then I want this to repeat, and you know, whatever, again, the 3, and the 4, and the 4, whatnot. Okay, did it save it though? Let's play. Or is it the set list for songs? Yeah, it probably is. Okay. What if I want a pattern? Change the patterns. What's my length? Alright, I obviously have to look this up. Let's do this then. I have a manual somewhere here around. And let's take a quick look. Because this is the thing that I didn't really care about until today. Okay, where's my menu? I have it here. And chaining patterns, page 28. Now people complain about the manual being not very good. And I must say they are okay if you know what you're looking for, but they're not the most, not the best, the best manuals. So creating a song. All right, once you have programmed all of the patterns required to make up a song, press the pattern button. Let's do that. We're pressing the pattern button. Then wait. Yeah. Press the pattern button followed by the record button. That's what I did. You will see the display change to this. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. And the length button starts flashing. Yeah, there are 3 end mode options in the top right hand corner, which can be stepped through with navigation buttons 36 and 38. The options are stop, default, the song will play through once and stop after the last pattern, loop, song will play through and loop back to the first pattern, and hold. The last pattern of the song will play indefinitely until the song is manually stopped within the stop button. All right, cool. So the 16 boxes each represent a pattern slot. To place a pattern into a slot, use the navigation button to highlight the required slot and press the step pad button. Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did. Okay. So the 16 boxes each represent a pattern. Okay. Place a pattern into a slot. Use navigation buttons. Yeah. Yeah, I did that. Okay, if you have selected the wrong pattern, then pad button for the required pattern. If you have selected, okay. Patterns can also be selected using the rate control, data control. Yeah, that's what I did. Okay, and then pressing the length button so that it continuously lit switches to the second screen. Where the number of repeats of the pattern can be set. Okay. So we've got our first pattern, second pattern. Let's hit the fourth pattern. And then again the third and the fourth and whatnot. And then again the second, the first and the second, and then the third, fourth, fourth. And oh, come on, let's do this again. 3, 3, and then just the outro or the intro 2 times, just to have them full. Okay, now I have to hit the length button. Oh, all right. So where the numbers or repeats of the pattern can be set. Okay, so here I would set the numbers of the repeats of each pattern. Okay, I see this, but I don't think that I need this now because I just chained them already, but okay. Okay, using the rate control data navigate to the required slot. But just for the sake of experiment, let's do this, and let's make the first intro pattern run 2 times. Okay, just so like this. You could of course do much longer songs. It totally makes sense. I can redo this later. Okay, I just want to have this one finished. Where the number of patterns, blah, each slot defaults to one repeat only. Turning the rate control clockwise increases the repeats to a maximum of 255. Okay, the songs can become quite long. Tuning counterclockwise, reduce, yeah, of course. Turning it below 1 switches to infinite repeats, where the pattern will continue to play indefinitely, but can be manually advanced to the next slot by pressing pattern at the OK, but whatever. When you have finished creating your song, you can save it using the save menu. Okay. Then exit record mode by pressing the record button. Alright, so then let's save. Song, I guess. And select song to save. Which song was it then? So it was song 6, I think. Okay. And save, confirm. Okay, it's saved. Now I enter the record button. And if I play the song now, what will happen? Will it work or not? Okay, it's supposed to play it 2 times. It didn't jump to the next one, unfortunately. Still plays songs and it's still on record. Why is that? Okay, it's obviously not what we wanted to see here. Or was it? So it's creating a. Okay, I created a song. Now it says another manual for chaining patterns. Why is that? Okay. When you finish creating your song, you can save it using the save menu. Then exit record mode by pressing the record button. To play the song, press and hold the tab button and press the play button. Until the screen displays play song. Alright, okay. So press tap and hold the tab button and then press the play button. Want to play pattern? No. I want to play a song. I want to play a song. Come on. Yeah. And now? Okay. Now it's playing the song. Tap and Here's the swing icon, and let's turn the swing slightly. All the way. That's way too much. Still way too much. 55. Recording, we could maybe do something with our ratchets here, which is here with note repeat, and nice, it played. Alright, let's play around. Something like a track here, right? So I want to summarize probably what we achieved by now, but first I want to check out if there's any comments on YouTube or something, because I frankly cannot see this right now. My admin panel doesn't really show what's going on in here. Okay, so there were no more comments. It's okay. Cool. So let's conclude what we have here, and what we did and what we can do with this. So we just made a, you can call it a track, although it doesn't have like your regular structure, but it is definitely a track with a sequence of different patterns. And we did it absolutely analog. So we only got our vinyl record player here, our turntable. We used a bass guitar or preamp, right? So basically we just created something absolutely new, and we used this guy as our um, as a groovebox, right? So it's much more than just a drum machine. It even has this node um, mode on the pads, right? So where you can play melody, and so we had this sample of a band playing, and we mangled it and reversed and distorted, and then it just became like a completely new sound, almost like a kind of a synthy sound, right? That we used to that. So you can do a lot of stuff with this. Would be cool if it would have an EQ for the samples, to be honest. Stereo, right, I get it. It's not possible within this architecture. I'm fine with that. But like something like EQ, at least just like no high pass or low pass pass will already do a pass. No, it's low pass. We'll do that already. A lot of stuff, because if I want to just have a kick drum without a snare, I could filter this out, or vice versa. When I have a high frequency sound, I would be able to do that. Maybe they will add it somehow in the future, maybe not. I'm not sure about that. On the other hand, I was just too lazy. I could have just been using this equalizer here to do the same thing, just to filter out the stuff. But at a certain point, it gets also too much of a hassle to do this. So is it fun? It's absolutely fun, right? Don't get me wrong. This is cool. But one must say there's just a reduced, or not reduced, but a small set of functions or sound design options that you can actually then apply to the samples that you've did. Like if you compare it to the MPC, where you have like everything, it does the half of the job for you, and then you've got your synthy sound over there, and you can spice up all your samples with various effects and blah. This is awesome and much more productive. So if I have to like work on an actual album or a track that needs to be released, I definitely would go. Maybe I won't even go with MPC, to be honest. I probably will do this in Cubase. But for sketching ideas or for sampling stuff, MPCs is much better. However, with this thing, you create something that sounds on its own. And I didn't use the best samples, and I could have played a little bit more with the record volume, because obviously you don't want to overload the input, but you can, and it still sounds all right. Yeah, so I could have tried, to sound to make the sample sound more, not hi-fi but fatter, better. Or maybe I'm just didn't have a great luck with the records that I had. Yeah, this is just part of the game. I didn't have a goal to create a mega cool hit track that sounds like a studio production. This is totally not the point. The point is that you can get creative with this thing if you internalize the workflow, which is by all means not the worst workflow I ever worked with. And you can pretty quickly, get a track, okay, and then, create some patterns, and then, chain them, and boom, you have a track. Okay, and then you can either export it to your PC and then or Mac and then edit it there in your DAW, or you can do whatever you want, right? So for creating ideas, for playing with this lo-fi sound effects and stuff, it's interesting, and I find it really cool. Also, the limitation of what you have is a cool thing. I must say that if your options are like endless, right, then sometimes you're also not motivated to achieve anything, because you can do everything and it's boring sometimes. Most times not. Most times, if you're doing this like professionally, you have your set of tools that you use, and you know how to take you from point A to B. You don't even think about this. You're not like scrolling through thousands of plugins. You basically have your workflow, and you just need to get the job done, right? But this is a different approach, right? This is just fun to play with, but this reduction also makes you concentrate on the stuff that you have, right? So you need to make the best sounding thing out of what you have, and you don't have an EQ, not really a compressor like this wave designer and analog filter is kind of a compressor and filter, yeah, but it's very limited. Also limited to the set of where you want to apply this to. But this is also a cool thing. I had once I had a course in a studio, and we had this exercise which I liked a lot. So you just get in front of a console, an analog console, and you have your multi tracks, like bass, drums, snare, and overheads, and then bass, two guitars, two keyboards, and vocals and stuff. And you only are allowed to use the console. No compression, nothing. So you have just the gain knobs, the faders, and the panorama. And then you have to like do the big chunk of the mix just with this thing. And to be honest, this is probably the 80% of the job. And with this thing, you're even more limited. You don't even have an EQ, right? You have your levels, you have your bands, okay? Oh yeah, the console obviously had, of course, the EQ, right? This one doesn't have it. But for this, you have the wave designer and filter, and it does deteriorate the sound. It's not a hi-fi unit. I mean, it's 12-bit, so do not accept too much of this, right? Yet still, I still think it's good. I mean, I have all the options to work with different stuff, and I work with, of course, with different systems as well. But I own this guy for like half a year, and I find that I use it a lot, and it's fun to use, and yeah, interesting ideas. So let me know what you think. Did you like this stream? Do you have an LM drum or planning to buy one? Just let me know what you think about this, and maybe you already sold yours. Because I'm guessing this unit is not for everyone. But yeah, just let me know, and I'd be glad and thankful if you like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to give me a tip, you can do this over coffee. I think it's called coffee, right? But that's totally optional, totally up to you. And yeah, it was my pleasure to do this stream with you, and I hope you learned something from it. So basically, thank you for watching, and have a great evening and great weekend, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.